Hello, everyone. I'm back again. My name is David Rodriguez. Today is August 5th, Thursday, 2021. And this is the second video of this week. Again, trying to do 3 videos a week, and so far, so good. So far, so good this week. So, anyway, what's on my mind right now? Well, I'm telling you, it is very difficult to ride that line, right? To stay in the middle of the road, straight and narrow, when it comes to addictions, when it comes to temptations, distractions, all that kind of stuff. When I find that when I have a lot of alone time, which I do, which I value, I am a healthy introvert, and I that's how I recharge. I love my alone time, you know, because a lot of people, society, life, whatever, can be draining. So this is my way to recharge, is to be alone. So what happens is when I have too much alone time, that's when my mind starts wanting to wander and start saying, "Hey, Dave, Hey, David." I don't call myself Dave. I hate that. I hate Dave. Always refer to me as David. I would appreciate it. So I would say to myself, "David, let's go drink. Let's go to a bar. Let's watch some porn, let's look at some naked ladies and all this kind of stuff." And that's the old way. That's the old me talking, obviously. It was funny. I was thinking about today how COVID-19, this whole thing, has really affected, my addictions and my temptations and all that kind of stuff. I mean, before COVID hit a couple of years ago, yeah, I was pretty much hitting the bar as much as possible, as much as I could, with however much money I had, however much that allowed me, how much I could afford, and really just going to the bar and just going on autopilot and just sitting there and rotting, in my opinion, rotting for like 4 or 5 hours a day, or as much as I could. Then COVID hits, bars close, and then I had to stay home. Couldn't do that. So that helped. If there are silver linings with COVID, for me, that's one of them. It helped me to stay in the straight and narrow. And then when it comes to sex and porn and all that kind of stuff, before COVID, I was doing the online dating thing. I was, seeing what was out there and, all that kind of stuff. And definitely hurting a lot of women because I wasn't. They were looking for more, as in relationships and something deeper. But I was obviously just in it for sex and, doing the whole bullshit thing of lying to them and saying, "Hey, I love you too. Let's build something out of this." And then, then we have sex, and then X amount of times, and then I get bored, and then I leave. I don't talk to him again. I ghost him, which one of the reasons why I despise my older self, my past self, is because of how I treated people, how I treated women, especially like women that I told that I adored, that I loved, I eventually would ghost them because I was acting like a pussy. Number one, I was a pussy. Wasn't man enough to say, "Hey, I can't do this. And that was me hiding behind a veil, hiding behind, just not wanting to deal with the reality of things, not wanting to get really emotionally deep with anyone. Even when it was about breaking up or not seeing each other anymore, I just didn't want to deal with it. And I'm just, okay, I'm going to bow out and be a pussy and not deal with it. So that was that. And COVID put a stop to that. So I haven't dated anyone pretty much since a few months before COVID hit. We're talking 2018 ish, around there. So yeah, it's been interesting. And to tell you the truth, another thing that came up, in when I ruminate, when I'm alone and my mind starts bouncing around, I remembered right before COVID. Obviously, this was January, early February 2019. I had met a lady online, and she was amazing, fantastic. I don't talk to her currently, but the limited time that we had together was pretty beautiful. It was amazing. But anyway, she I'm not sure about the whole COVID thing at this point, how that's affected things, but she was an active participant in sex clubs. And she would say, she would show me these places where she said this one in particular that she wanted me to go with her, with her, was, she says, it was intriguing to me because she described it as just this normal house in a neighborhood, just a normal looking house. And then once you go in, it's just this, hedonism, it's sexualness and just orgies or whatever, whatever kind of crazy triple X stuff going on. And that intrigued me so much. And we had talked about it loosely. We were like, hey, maybe, we could get that together. But let's think about doing that. Bam, COVID hits. And I wasn't able to go because, number one, COVID affected a lot of things. And of course, I don't think, people going to, I don't know. I obviously didn't want to go to sex clubs or anything. I didn't want to partake in anything because now you have that added thing of, that just basically COVID fucked that up. In hindsight, it was a good thing because I was on that road when I was heavy into the porn and the sex and everything. Pornography and my reality were starting to blur. They're starting to mesh together. And to me at that point, my ideal fantasy would be just to sort of live within a 1970s porn, just have a big mustache, and having sex with everyone, and all that kind of stuff. That was a fantasy of mine. And, I obviously was using sex as a way of escaping reality. And also, a way to get close to people was through sex, which is strange. I would use sex to get close to people instead of actual intimacy, just non-physical, I guess, mental and emotional intimacy. I would dodge that and just do the sex thing, and then and then the twist on that is that I would also use it as an escape from my reality, from problems, whatever. So COVID really had a big hand in shutting a lot of that down, a lot of my bad behaviors, and I had more time on my hands. Like a lot of people, a lot of people's lives kind of went on hold for a little while. And I was able to think about things and meditate and really, analyze things, as I still am. And this spiritual journey has, I would say, since 2018, late 2018. No, maybe wanting to start a spiritual journey that year, but then my niece passes May 2019. Then the 5150 suicide attempt. So I would say late 2019 was when I wanted to really bear down and change my ways and, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's been bouncing around in my head today. Also, looking at the news, seeing the state of the world and how shitty the state of the world is, and just seeing, all of the in the news, my news feed just full of shit, raping and pillaging and abuse and murder and just, it's hell on earth for a lot of people right now. So a lot of people suffering, a lot of people dying at this very moment, a lot of people killing themselves at this very moment, a lot of people getting beat up, raped at this very moment. It's disgusting. It's a hard truth that if I let it consume me, it will. So I just spend time with God when it comes to this kind of stuff, and do my best to send my love, my loving vibrations out to everyone that's hurting. And I know that sounds hokey and strange and weird, but hey, instead of me feeling helpless and then getting depressed, by thinking that, I'll just say, hey, look, God, amplify my love, and maybe people suffering around can maybe have this rush of, this feeling of maybe things will be okay. I don't know. Again, rambling as usual. But yeah, the state of the world is bad. And I would say, whoever's watching this, please love yourself. Find some things about yourself that you love. Develop a love for yourself. And also love your friends and your family, the people that you're close to. Find the love is there if you want to see it, if you want to feel it. Tell some people that you love them today, because honestly, the way the world is right now, it may explode tomorrow. I mean, the world is crazy right now. So anyway, I'm fucking with my hair. Sorry, this is like my nervous tick thing. So my apologies for that. But anyway, yeah. Let's love one another instead of letting our egos control us and go nuts and go wild. I mean, it's just amazing. Just people dying over the pettiest of things. It's insane. It hurts. And It's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna get going. This is what was kind of rolling around in my head today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me talking and me playing with my hair and all that kind of shit. So please continue to watch my videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, tell people about this channel. I want to see how big this channel can get, how fast it grows. I want to see it. I want this channel to do a lot of good for people that are suffering out there in the world. And turn on notifications and do all that stuff. All that stuff helps out a lot. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm gonna get going. And you have a good night, a good day, wherever you are. Just know that I'm thinking of you and I love you. You may think I'm full of shit, but I'm practicing godly love where, you know, you look past people's faults. You know, that windshield wiper thing I was talking about in the last video, I think it was. And you just see that person. You see their self, their true self, their spirit. And it's a beautiful thing. So, anyway, I'm gonna get going. Enough jibber jabber. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.